is Justin Trudeau. The great Canadian book that I'd like to share with you today is one that marked me very recently. It was a book that I got excited about reading through. It's called How the Prime Minister Stole Freedom.
What we learned from this COVID crisis, we will be applying to the climate crisis, to the housing crisis, to reconciliation.
As we all know, the rapporteur David Johnston is out. Justin Trudeau has fled the country. So here's the question, who's next? I got a suggestion. How about Dylan Mulvaney? Yes, he will be perfect. He will be a fantastic rapporteur. He's sunk Bud Light. Now let's sink Canada. Bring on Dylan Mulvaney. He would be a fantastic rapporteur. Came across this story and made me laugh. Supposedly, David Suzuki, he's on some type of crusade against climate change. He's on the warpath against honeybees. Why did it make me laugh? A couple things. Honeybees. All the things going on, you have an issue with honeybees. And secondly, look at the picture of this dude. Tell me he doesn't look like Mr. Miyagi at Woodstock. He definitely does. He looks like an angry Mr. Miyagi at Woodstock. Maybe they ran out of acid and Miyagi's upset and he's on a warpath against honeybees. It's all about the honeybees. Canadian pastor arrested for a second time for protesting drag queen story time for children at a public library. Play the clip.
Gestapo.
This is the right amount. We're gonna measure this. Don't you worry. This is not anything No, that's not true. We are abiding by all the bylaws.
Coffee mugs here. We're drinking coffee in the parking lot, guys.
He's not even close to it. You guys know this is ridiculous. This is injustice. Do you guys not have children? It's all about protecting the children's innocence. You know that, right? Do you guys not have children?
No, they're just following orders.
God, keep our land glorious.
Just following orders.
And step out of the orders that you're given. Have conviction in your heart.
You guys are acting like Nazis. Gestapo. Shame on you. Why aren't you protecting our children from pedophiles?
You're acting like the Nazis in Germany in World War II. This is no worse. I want to know.
Why are you guys trying to arrest rapists and gangsters and drug dealers?
Women of the land. This is ridiculous.
Pedophiles.
This is Nazi
What is
Germany
wrong with
all
you
over
guys?
again.
Come on, wake up, stand for
Oh, look at them. SS Gestapo.
Nazis come in here. You guys won't even have a job because they won't need you.
Gondek's lapdogs. Gondek's lapdogs.
Officers, did you actually...
Madam, you can record as much as you want. Just stand back a little bit for us, please. Thank you ever so much.
Wow, look how many resources we're wasting right now. Did you measure the area before arresting them? We are taxpaying money to arrest a pastor.
Drag you in there.
You don't have children,
With a little bit of
you have children, grandchildren. You have to fight all about protecting the children. You're protecting the wrong
Aiding and
people.
abetting the New World Order, guys. That's
We
what
don't
you're
have
doing.
a police force.
And when they've got what they want, they'll take every one of you out.
Breaks my heart.
Couple comments. The guard saying just following orders. Guys, that didn't work for the Nazis in the concentration camps. And I got news for you. It's not going to work for you. This is not just. Some orders are not just. You should not follow them. This man is standing up for children. That's point one. Point two. You see the one guy kind of filming it? He looked like Neil Young. He had like a cup. He looked like he had a 16-ounce cup full of beer. And he was filming this, basically yelling at the police. Maybe it was Neil Young. I think, is Neil Young Canadian? Was he on the scene? If he was, good stuff, Neil. Excellent. The Prime Minister doesn't even know the acronym to the LGBTQ plus QP. Blah, 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 blah. I don't even know what the heck it is anymore. Neither does he. Play the clip.
I will never apologize for standing up for an LGBTQ2 plus.
How much more are you going to add to that acronym? I mean, are people who think they're giraffes going to be added to that acronym? What is another inclusive person to that acronym? It's a brave new world, Canada. It's a brave new world. I want to share with my Canadian friends something I saw in New York City today. So I get off the bus at Port Authority from Jersey. I'm in New York City and I'm in the middle of Times Square. So there's a billboard, a flashing billboard, and it says, Vancouver, Canada is more than forests and lumberjacks. So let me make a few comments. One, Vancouver smells like urine and weed, as does New York City. Vancouver has a different twist, though, to it. It smells like urine and weed and poop. So why would I want to go there? Why would anyone want to go there? Point one. Point two, Canada is more than forests and lumberjacks. Correction, your forests are on fire and the lumberjacks have fled because of the fire. So that's not true, that advertisement, false advertising. Secondly, speaking of advertising, do you know how much it costs to advertise in the middle of Times Square? Your government is paying for that to get Americans to go to Vancouver to smell weed, poop, and urine. More of your money going to something that isn't helping people. Just wanted to tell you that. Just a public service announcement from New York City to my Canadian friends. Justin Trudeau opens his heart to the Canadian people. He tells them how much he likes a specific book. I think he wrote the book. It's called How the Prime Minister Stole Freedom. I think it's destined to be a classic. Play the clip.
This is Justin Trudeau. The great Canadian book that I'd like to share with you today is one that marked me very recently. It was a book that I got excited about reading through. It's called How the Prime Minister Stole Freedom by Derek Smith. Here was a book that I could relate to on just about any level. And my lifelong love of reading really took off, if it can be said to have started at any given moment, when I first started this book. It starts very simply in the city of Ottawa, on Parliament Hill. The Canadian government debate and pass bills. Every person in Canada liked freedom a lot, but the Prime Minister who ran the country did not. He hated it all, even the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Please don't ask why. We don't know the reason. There's no explanation that started it all. But maybe that his brain was 3 sizes too small. He stood at his window, looking down at the town, sipping his cardboard juice box, water bottle sort of thing, with a frown. People kind, he muttered. They think they are free, but what they don't realize is they work for me. My accounts are in need of filling, and I have just the excuse that I need. A new virus is spreading, called COVID-19. It turns out the virus was spreading very quick. The people were frightened and got very sick. The Prime Minister held a conference with every news station as he pitched his plan to the rest of the nation. We need to adapt to a set of new rules. I will start by saying we are closing the schools. Speaking moistly spreads germs, and since that's the case, we will give you this mask to cover your face. Everything closes except big box stores. We really just need you all staying indoors. We need to keep everyone safe. This is not to be mean. Just stay in your house until we find a vaccine. The public obeyed and followed the rules, till the government showed that they took them for fools. Some didn't wear masks during their conversations, and some even went on lavish vacations. For months the feds handed out cash and donations, which triggered a bad thing called inflation. The Prime Minister continued on his spending spree until Big Pharma announced a new COVID vaccine. He assembled his cabinet in a secretive meeting.
We all heard of green eggs and ham. We've all heard of roses are red and violets are blue. Justin Trudeau stinks. And if you voted for him, so do you. Hee hee. That's a good one. Lamenti is threatening people. Play the clip.
Liberals are at it again, trying to silence those who disagree. Because I clapped in support of a public inquiry, the Attorney General sent an email from his official account. The email outlined that he was the Minister of Justice and Attorney General. It clearly threatened my legal reputation and my professional future. But we as Conservatives will not be silenced. Does the Attorney General think it's acceptable to threaten and intimidate an MP's reputation? This because they support an inquiry.
The Honourable Minister of Justice.
Mr. Speaker, I did nothing of this sort.
Oh, the tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. Mr. Lamenti is lobbing implied threats at the opposition. Mr. Lamenti, I got a question for you. I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. Justin Trudeau tells the people what he learned from the COVID crisis. Play the clip.
What we learned from this COVID crisis, we will be applying to the climate crisis, to the housing crisis, to reconciliation.
Couple comments. Rahm Emanuel, who used to be the chief administrator for Barack Obama, said never let a crisis go to waste. Well, guess what? Mr. Trudeau is following that playbook. There was a crisis. He did not let it go to waste, and he applied it to what? His agenda. Be aware, another crisis is going to surface, and they are going to try to use it. That is a tactic. By the way, that's a tactic of leftists. And Mr. Trudeau is a leftist. And his output from his policies have destroyed you. Whether you like him or not, that is reality. Once again, never let a crisis go to waste. That's exactly what Trudeau did. He's telling you what he's going to do moving forward, and or the next Trudeau light. Be aware of it, Canada. Came across this clip doing research for the show. It says, these poor pigs I recently saw on the freeway in Canada. They have no idea where they're headed. Play the clip. The poor pigs. You're worried about the pigs? How about the people? The pigs are running the show. Forget about the pigs in the truck. How about the pigs in Parliament? Guys, hello? You're worried about pigs? Bacon is good. The pigs in Parliament are bad. You're looking at the wrong pigs. The World Economic Forum thinks they can rule the world. Play the clip.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Release the Kraken! Let's look at the Looney Left and how Canada is divided. Getting kind of crazy out there, kiddies. Play the clip.
You all might recognize Deanna Sheriff. She seems to pop up everywhere. Sorry in advance.
Should I call 911?
You're an ex-nurse. You don't have a job as a nurse anymore.
My 3-year-old has more respect for herself.
You're a loser. Bye, everybody. None of your fucking business. Everybody. None your business. Oh, you don't have kids. Just talk about kids all the time.
Because of this. Because people like you are preying on them.
Right? Bye.
Man, if you want to have a conversation, they'll have a conversation with you and not speak into a microphone. It's kind of hard to communicate.
Dictate how I'm
not
going to
talking
behave
into the microphone. So if you
I've
want to have a
asked you.
conversation.
She got caught streaming this live.
You know what? For GoFundMe or PayPal for what? Sorry, I missed a bunch of comments. For this organization thing? There was somebody who was collecting, I think it's on our Ottawa Defense Collective site. Joe and I are not. We get paid directly by Trudeau, so we don't have to set up funds.
I'll tell you, the tolerant ones are by far the most intolerant, but they're also crazy. They are crazy. Canada needs an exorcism. It's the only way this is going to get fixed. I got news for you. You're not voting your way out of it. I'm sorry, guys. Those crazy people are going to stay crazy. You can't fix crazy. And that's crazy.
Hey Canada, show the country that you stand for freedom with one of these hats from our store. Your purchase supports this channel. Check out the link in the description and order yours now.